Welcome once again to the Greenwich Village Folk Festival, our live November edition here in 2023. I'm Ron Olesko, and I think we've got an outstanding show tonight. Some old friends, some new friends, some folks that are making their debut on the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. Our lineup includes Farrell Foster, David S. Goldman, Andrew Calhoun, Mary Flower, the Rough Tumble, Dean Friedman, Tret Fure, and Cliff Eberhardt. It's going to be quite an evening. Right off the top of the bat, I may sound a little hoarse. I've just gotten over a case of laryngitis. Some people are thinking, going through puberty again. It's not that, second childhood, nothing like that. But we're getting better. Anyway, we're going to have some fun tonight. And this is a free concert. For those of you who are new to the Greenwich Village Folk Festival, it's an event that began back in 1987 in the village. It was actually an in-person event back then. I don't even think we had live streaming back in 1987. And it was held for a number of years at a church in the village, and then went on hiatus. And then when the pandemic hit, Rod MacDonald and Ray Mysick had a great idea to bring it back virtually. And we've been here on the first Sunday of every month. We took a little vacation this summer, but we're back and we have some great shows planned for the fall, and we'll tell you about that later on. But as I said, this is a free concert, but we do have a tip jar. And if you're able to support us, throw a couple bucks in, it will be greatly appreciated. And it helps keep this going every month and helps support the artists that you're seeing tonight. You'll see some information at the bottom of the screen in your YouTube or your Facebook page, or simply go to greenwichvillagefolkfestival.org, where you can find all this information. And you can also link up to the archives, which has all of these shows. They've been recorded for posterity. And remember, we're live tonight, folks. So what happens, happens. It's going to be fun. Well, I want to get started with the show. As I mentioned, my co-MC is Mike Regenstreif. He is a legend in folk music, Canadian radio. He's hosted some great shows and is currently on CKUT, where he hosts two shows called one called.
No, Ron, you're wrong.
I
used to be on CKUT in Montreal. Now I'm on CKCU in Ottawa.
Oh, Ottawa. I'm sorry. Well, we've got to fix your bio here. We'll get that straightened out. But Mike will be on a little bit later to introduce some of the performers as well, and we're going to have a good time. Now, let's get started. I don't want to start any controversy tonight, but it's my opinion that the folk music scene has been slowly moving out of Greenwich Village over the years, and now the epicenter can be found in the streets and venues in Brooklyn. And the mecca for this folk music these days is the cozy Jalopy Theater and School of Music. It's a multifaceted art space that showcases the finest in folk and traditional music and art. And one of the reasons folk music has been thriving is our first performer. He has established and curated an incredibly influential showcase series called Roots and Ruckus that takes place every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. at Jalopy. He's also helped co-organize the Brooklyn Folk Festival, as well as Jalopy's stage at the Newport Folk Festival. Farrell has been part of the fabric of the folk scene in our area for over a dozen years now. Back in 2014, the Village Voice named him one of New York City's, or actually not one of, the best folk artist in New York City. His music finds its roots in early blues, country, and jazz, and he offers up fresh, contemporary, and very much human stories in his own striking style. And I highly recommend his solo album that's available on Jalopy Records. It's indeed an honor to have him with us tonight to kick off this edition of the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. Please welcome Farrell Foster.
Hi, everybody. Out of tune. I'm going to sing some songs. Thank you very much, Ron, for that wonderful introduction. And I want to bring up, we mentioned the Brooklyn Folk Festival that is coming up this weekend, but before I'm done, I will just do a little plug for that. But I'm going to sing some tunes now. In a garden that you sowed with blood, flood. It's wartime. We lost the chance to stop the flow. So many millions of lives ago. Now we'll reap what we don't know. It's wartime. Of ground attack, we shot a shepherd in the back, and we put his corpse upon the rack, and it's wartime. With the order, shoot to shame, we said his martyrdom was his to blame. Couldn't even say his name. Thank you. A little bit of an older one. I'm gonna do a newer one now, or somewhat newer one. This is actually reminding me very much of I haven't done many virtual concerts like this or online concerts, and it's really, this song I'm about to play is about a lot of the feelings I had during the height of the pandemic or the earlier parts of the pandemic, and definitely this being on Zoom playing music is definitely bringing back. I'm like, oh yeah, we did this for a while, for quite some time. We were online, so this is bringing back those memories a little bit. fall, and it will all go wrong. Thank you. I forgot this guitar I have at home. My other guitar is actually up here right now, and it's much easier to play. This is a very high action on this one, but that's good because I'm going to finish with a song that's actually a very older, much older song of mine. This is an older song of mine called The Golden Gates of Heaven. Gathering sorrow on the way, thinking of sins long been done, praying for hope long been gone, swallowing sorrow another day. Well, I killed a boy of 9 years old when I was just 16. I threw body in the water cold, watched him as he floated downstream. The rolling water left him up Thank you.
Thank you, Farrell Foster. One of the things that I really like about events like this is a chance to get to see both performers that I'm familiar with and know and love for many years, and some new performers to me. And Farrell Foster is a new performer to me, so I'm glad to have made your musical acquaintance tonight. As Ron mentioned, my name is Mike Regenstreif, and I'm the host of a weekly program on CKCU radio in Ottawa called Stranger Songs, which is a theme-based show. We have a different theme every week. Sometimes songs about whatever topic I may choose. Sometimes it's a songwriter profile where I'll do a whole show of songs written by someone like Tom Paxton or Chris Christopherson or one of many, many other people. And then once every 4 weeks, I host a week, sort of a general roots flavored program called Saturday Morning. I'm one of 4 rotating hosts on that program. And that show obviously is on Saturday mornings from 7 until 10. And the Stranger Songs is on Tuesday afternoons from 3:30 to 5. But thanks to the magic of archiving, you can get all of my shows dating back to forever, basically. Since I've been on CKCU, they're all archived and stay archived for years and years and years and years. So tune in if you can. Our next artist is David S. Goldman. David grew up hearing diverse styles of music, including classical, opera, popular music, blues, international folk music, and he has studied music in a variety of international locales, including India, Japan, Korea, and Mexico, and he performs in a variety of genres and languages. He has performed widely around the world and has been a successful finalist and winner in a number of songwriting competitions. A musical memoir based on David's multi-ethnic background and his travels is currently in development at a theater in New York City. According to my friend and colleague John Platt of WFUV, David S. Goldman has a gift for channeling his love of the whole wide world of music into well-crafted songs, and he has the voice to do those songs justice. Here is David S. Goldman.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks very much. Yes, I did grow up with quite a varied background. I have Jewish, Italian, Albanian, and somehow Egyptian got in there. And lots of hand signals, as you might imagine. And I think because of that, I ended up having quite eclectic music tastes. I was fortunate enough to, in our house, people like the Weavers and Theodore Bickel and Cynthia Gooding were always on the turntable. And I was lucky enough to meet some of these, Cynthia Gooding actually, at the Speakeasy back in maybe the 80s or so. So that was a nice thing to do for me. I've been working on this audio book music memoir, and part of it is a tribute to my ancestors who made it here, like with everybody else, with some great difficulty, and the rest is about my travels to Mexico, Japan, and India. I'm going to start off with a Spanish song tonight. Spanish was about the first foreign language I learned to sing before I actually learned the language. I don't know what I was doing, probably just mouthing what I thought I was hearing. Mostly folk waltzes. And then when I returned from Mexico, I got this Spanish Jose Feliciano album and learned this song about jealousy. It's called Amor Gitano, Gypsy Love. Ayer te vi pasar con el de brazos y sin que lo notarás te seguí los pasos. Ayer pude comprobar que tú me fingías. Ayer, después que me curaste, que no lo querías, toma este puñal, ábreme las venas, Yo quiero desangrarme hasta que me mueras. No quiero la vida si ha de verte ajena. Pues sin tu cariño no vale la pena. No. ¿Por qué? Dime por qué me has engañado. Si yo todo lo que tú has querido, yo siempre te lo he dado. ¿Por qué burlas de mí, amorcito mío? ¿Por qué después que te he querido me das tan malvado? Toma este puñal, ábreme las venas. Yo quiero desangrarme hasta que me mueras. No quiero la vida si ha de verte ajena. Pues sin tu cariño no vale la pena. No vale la pena. No vale la pena. Thank you very much. Thank you. One of my original songs, I Miss My Blues, is about the panic that sometimes happens when a new relationship is going too well. And one of the people in the relationship is sort of yearning for his unhappier days, at least temporarily, those days before he even realized that happiness was possible. This is called I Miss My Blues. We get along so famously, but I keep stalling shamelessly. Love's never easy for me. I miss my blues, miss my misery. Oh, life's been too good since you've been with me. I miss my blues. Yes, I'm oh so sad. Used to feel so good, to feel so bad. I miss my blues. I can see it's just a matter of time. Someday soon, I swear I'll make you mine. Why am I still waiting for a sign? I miss my blues, miss my misery. Oh, life's been too good since you've been with me. I miss my blues. Yes, I'm oh so sad. Used to feel so good, to feel so bad. I miss my blues. We're doing so fine, it almost makes me ill. If your smile don't get me, my own laughter will. Whatever happened to the life I loathe? I'm all dressed up, but I'm afraid to go. I've waited for you for my whole life. And though I finally see the light, let me be the old me just one more night. I miss my blues, miss my misery. Oh, life's been too good since you've been with me. I miss my blues. Yes, I'm oh so sad. Used to feel so good, to feel so bad. I miss my blues. Oh, I miss my blues. I miss my blues. Tell Howlin' Wolf the news, yeah. I miss my blues. Thank you very much. I'd like to leave you with a song that's been very well known on the folk circuit, and it's an old spiritual from the 1700s, and I feel, I guess at this time in world events, it's just the song holds out some kind of hope, which I think we could use right now. This is called Poor Wayfaring Stranger. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger traveling through this world of woe. But there's no sickness, no toil or danger in that bright world where I go. I'm going home to see my brother. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm just a-going over Jordan. I am going home. Sometimes dark clouds will gather round us. I know our way is steep and rough, but shining fields lie just beyond us. There at last we'll find God's love. I'm going home to meet my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm just a-going over Jordan. I am going home. Just a poor wayfaring stranger traveling through this world of woe. But there's no sickness, no toil or danger in that bright world where I go. In that bright world where I go. In that bright world to where I go. Thank you, folks. It's been my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, David S. Goldman. Wow, I love that song. It's always been one of my favorite traditional songs, and I've heard so many bad recordings of that it was so good to hear it performed by someone like David. Wow, that was
Thank you.
stupendous.
Thank you.
David S. Goldman. Well, the Greenwich Village Folk Festival is what you're watching, and we are live. And again, that tip jar is open. If you can help us out, we would greatly appreciate it. It's a free concert. It's our gift to the community. But well, somebody's got to pay for the gifts, and if you could help us out by throwing a couple bucks in our tip jar, it keeps us going, and we'll be here every first Sunday of the month for as long as you want us. Well, I am so happy that this next artist could join us. He's been, and I think there might be a problem with my math here, because I understand he's been creating and performing music for over 50 years, and I guess he did start very young. Well, his song bag draws from Irish and American folk songs, Anglo-Scottish ballads, folk spirituals, poems, and songs by writers such as Dave Carter, Mary Oliver, and Robert Burns, as well as his own original songs that are rooted in these various traditions. He's the author of a book called Warlock Rhymer, an English translation of the Robert Burns Scots poems. And he's currently working on a Robert Burns songbook involving some new research into Burns' source melodies and early drafts. Back in 1992, he founded Waterbug Records. It was a musicians' cooperative label that released 130 albums before they closed their doors in 2019, and albums that included some really essential recordings from people like Dar Williams and A.S. Mitchell, Bob Franke, and dozens of others. Right now, he's putting some finishing touches on a new album of original songs, which we hope to see in 2024. I should also mention that Andrew comes up with some of the most groan-worthy puns that I've ever read, but that's just another facet of this true gem of an artist. Please welcome Andrew Calhoun.
Thank you, Ron. It's nice to see you. I'm going to start with my son turned 44 in October, and I wrote this 6 weeks before he was born. So it's an old song, but been reworked and reworked over the years. So in a way, it's also a new song. It's called The Living and the Breathing Wind. Look at all the seasons and the feelings and the moods. Think of all the people that our love affair includes. We are bound together like the morning and the evening. We are bound together with the living and the breathing wind. Some things happen that shouldn't, my child, like the snapping turtle snapping while the turtle killer smiled, and the sun went pale and the day was drained of meaning. We are bound together with the living and the breathing wind. Listen to the sound of the catbird's call. He sings just like a cat, but the cat won't sing at all. When you leave me, I will take my sorrow from your leaving. We are bound together with the living and the breathing wind. I'm not the captain, nor the bosun, nor the crewman in this ship's kind heart. I am a number and a human. Should my ship go down, I leave my love on land to grieve me. We are bound together with the living and the breathing wind. I'm not in any trouble, so I'm not in any hurry. hurry. I've got no time to lose, so I have no time to worry, for the game goes on. Though I gamble odd or even, we are bound together with the living and the breathing wind. One man had no cards to spread upon the table. One man turned his back and left the Tower of Babel. He spoke not a word, but his eyes were straight and even. We are bound together with the living and the breathing wind. Look at all the seasons and the feelings and the moods. Think of all the people that our love affair includes. We are bound together like the morning and the evening. We are bound together with the living and the breathing wind. This next one, I'm going to do my two most recent songs. The first one is like 7 years old. I didn't write a song for a long time. It's a long story, and it doesn't matter. But this, I was out on Matinicus Island with my dad in the summer of 2016. And there's a lot of books out there. The place has been in the family since 1935. And there it was, a book I knew I had to read, and I knew I had to be in a space where I could absorb it for a few days without having to like deal with ordinary life. And that book, of course, was Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee by D. Brown. And I was halfway through that book, and this phrase Renaissance land came into my head, and I knew there was a song attached to it. That's how they happened to me. Out here in a Renaissance land, a tardy reconnaissance man brought blueprints to the plan, packed up in a prospecting pan. Oh, and what's for breakfast? Oh, and what's for lunch? Can you guess the next question? Oh, mercy, Captain Crunch, I had a ditch to wallow, I had a storm to fend, I had a prince to follow, and yet a fence to mend. Out here in Renaissance land, there's nothing left to borrow. Out where the heart's been had, where now there's only sorrow, no reason to be sad. You lost in hesitation to look before you leap. The dream was dead already before you fell asleep. It's only for the pleasure, a strip show for the blind. We wander from the treasure we ever seek to find out here in Renaissance land. And oh, my father's sins, and oh, my mother's merit. Praise a humble thing that nothing will inherit. The name of glory hostage, the shuffle in the tongue, the shifting of the language, the hanging days begun. We want what you got, the beauty and the sum, a blessing from your bloody throat. Your promised peace will come out here in Renaissance land. It's a tough one. Yeah. Turned 65 last November. Not there yet. It's for 66, but last November, and started getting Social Security. Was diagnosed with a sleep disorder. What else? Oh, cataracts are beginning, and I had to have a tooth out in July. Old age is upon me. So I had my tooth that was kind of painful. It was like 4 days before I could pick up the guitar and sing again. And I'd been in this harness of just working on the songs for this record I'm making. And I just picked up the guitar and started singing songs I felt like singing. It felt so good. I started doing some old spirituals and stuff. And I just said to the air, I'm a folk singer. That's my job. And that phrase had a song attached to it. So here's my new one. I'm not sure of the title yet. It's either I'm a folk singer or a song of song. So it's either a little too offhand or it's a little pretentious. I need to find a happy medium. I'm a folk singer through and through. I'm a folk singer with a job to do. And since I'm on the job too long, I'll sing to you a song of song. Such wild tales the women sang, while wool spun fine and buckets rang. Though men don't heed and love grows cold, they spun their sorrows into gold. Those captured souls oppressed in place escaped into the Lord's embrace. Midnight light they sang and sway the troubles of the world away. Sang Mrs. Tubman, get on board, we're rolling out to Canaan's shore. Come children, if you would be free, leave their fields and follow me. Paul joined the throng that jammed the pier, scanned lowland hills and shed a tear, with some old song to quell the fear. With steadied heart he headed here. My mother sang the riddle song, and if your horse and cart fall down, and with swing low, sweet chariot now, we sang her from her mortal round. young John Prine. Hello in there, sang old John Prine. The best laid schemes will drive you blind, but never leave the dream behind. A false true love will wax and wane, your song of love will e'er remain. So sing it till the fountain flows, where from the briar springs the rose. Song of Song. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew Calhoun. It's a treat to get to hear you do those songs before they're really out in the world, and I'm looking forward to playing them on my radio programs when they are out in the world.
Thank you.
Our next artist is Mary Flower, a very fine singer and a great guitarist, fluent in various folk, blues, ragtime, and jazz styles. Mary understands those genres and approaches them with both her own creativity and a deep respect for their history and for the master musicians who created them. I've long enjoyed listening to Mary's solo albums and sharing them with my radio listeners, and also to her collaborations with Rich Del Grosso and my old friend Martin Grosswent as the Rag Pickers String Band, and even her recent collaborations with another old friend of mine, Michael Jerome Brown. Mary is also a guitar instructor of international renown and a delight on stage. According to Jorma Kokkonen, Mary Flower is a national treasure in your own backyard. Here is Mary Flower.
Wow, thank you, Mike. I have to live up to all that. It's great to be back here. I can't believe we're still Zooming after all this time. So here's a new little instrumental. It's called the Farewell Waltz. It's for all those we've lost. And that seems to be happening more and more these days. So here we go. to do a song by Alan Reynolds, who wrote this song for Crystal Gale back in the day. And it's a great song for all we've been through and all we're going through presently. So. What I cannot give, no happiness can I find. I've got a dream that I hope I can live, and it's burning holes in my mind. Been a too long time, no peace of mind. Yes, I'm ready for the times to get better. Well, we've got atmospheric river going on here. It's so timely, and tornado warning. So if I happen to just disappear in a hurry, you'll know what happened. My house is flying around somewhere. It's been weird weather here in Portland, Oregon, and everything's off, you know, including the leaves and when they fall and what color they are by the end of the month or the end of October. Anyway, let's see here. I think I will do another instrumental. It's a couple of instrumentals I'll put together. The second one is the one, instrumentals for me are like having your small children and you don't know what to name them until you actually see how much trouble they can be or how sweet they are. And so I haven't named a couple of these, but the second one I'll play is called Wisecrack, I think. I'm not quite sure what order I'll do these in. So anyway, okay, here we go. best part. We'll do that again. And actually, Mike, that was one of the songs I recorded with Michael Jerome Brown. Was the on that record that he did was Wisecrack. It was a really fun duet to play.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Mary. That was
Thank you, and thank you all for having me back. It's really
so good to have you back. And for everybody who's watching tonight, go to Mary's website, maryflower.com, and check out her CDs. Her latest is called Living with the Blues. And it's
Again.
just Living with the Blues again, excuse me. And it's a classic, as many of the albums that are on or all the albums that are on her website. And if you're interested in picking up a few tips, well, she has some great instructional DVDs and digital files there as well. She's so terrific. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Well, I hope everybody's having a good time, as good as we are today here at the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. I'm Ron Olesko. I'm from Folk Music Notebook, if I didn't mention that earlier. We're a 24/7 internet channel at folkmusicnotebook.com. And I think just about everybody that you hear here tonight are people that we play 24 hours a day. And I hope some of you will check us out. And again, I also want to thank everybody who's been donating to our tip jar. You're the folks that keep this running every month. First Sunday of the month, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're here for you. And it's because of you and your support that this is all possible. I'm not sure, but I think you'll see the links in the tip for the tip jar in the chat feature on YouTube and Facebook. And if not, simply go to greenwichvillagefolkfestival.org, where you can see a link to make your donation. It's greatly appreciated. And as I said, it keeps this going every single month. Well, I am very excited that this next duo is making their Greenwich Village Folk Festival debut tonight. I first saw them at a music conference, I think it was 2 years ago, and I was blown away by their captivating performance and such memorable songs that just kept rolling through me. Mallory Graham and Scott Tyler have been having that same effect on audiences since 2011. And in 2015, they moved from their Nashville home and began life as touring the country in a 16-foot camper van that was also a home that they shared with two 100-pound rescue dogs. Well, they've since moved into a stationary home, but they still do quite a bit of traveling across the country, winning new fans wherever they go. And this spring, they released an album called Only This Far. And I'm predicting right here and now that you're going to be seeing that on a number of Album of the Year lists, including mine. I'm so happy that they could be here tonight. Please give a warm welcome to the Rough and Tumble.
Thank you so much, Ron. Ron, you're the nicest person I've ever met.
I know. If
like, I
anybody...
honestly think that.
Oh, thank you. The check's in the mail, by the way. Okay.
Thank you so much for having us on. It's just been wonderful hearing all these other performers here this evening. We are the Rough and Tumble. We're going to start you off with a song called The Weather.
Yeah.
This is a topic we're talking a lot about up here in New Hampshire this week, as it is starting to get very cold.
On the record, I wanted to note that our friend Alice Wallace, which I'm sure a lot of listeners are familiar with her, she sings an extra harmony on this on the record, and it is so good, and we miss her all the time without her. So bear with us. Bear with us without Alice.
Just being two people.
Let's talk about the weather. Where you are, wherever you are, in whatever state, I can hear it, you sound sore. I don't want you to elaborate. Let's talk about the weather. Let's get back to the weather. Let's keep it to the weather. About whether I stay, whether I say. Everybody talks about how you can't go home again, but I wouldn't anyhow. If I did, what would I say? We'd talk about the weather. Get back to the weather. We'd keep it to the weather. About whether I stay, whether I stay, whether I stay, whether I stay. And I don't know why you're talking to God when I'm the one you hurt. When I'm so close, no need go further. And I'm standing right here in front of you now, waiting for the wind to turn. You're turning in, that's my answer. About whether I stay, whether I stay, whether I stay, whether I stay. About whether I stay,
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna play another one from Only This Far. We were kind of deliberating what to play tonight, and we decided that we're gonna play a saddie, just because of the pressure, the weight of what's going on in the world right now. This song is called "God of War," and it was written from a place of my own upbringing. Initially, I grew up in a very fundamentalist Christian household, in which I was taught to other people frequently, and that everything out there was scary, and so this song kind of came from there and sort of blossomed into a song about war, because we have a debate often about whether or not people are innately good or innately bad, and I think I am firmly on the innately good side, except for myself. I'm pretty sure I'm innately bad.
You were born bad.
I was born bad, but I'm trying to be
very
good. But there's I think what humans do best, and I really think what humans do best is that they care about each other, and I think we're all actually very good at it, but the problem is we keep getting distracted and we keep getting told to like suppress that, and so this song is all about how impossible it is with all of these distractions about protecting our families and protecting our own, about how we forget, we keep suppressing that part of us that says that we also need to care about everyone else, because they are also our family. And so we're playing this one tonight. We had a kind of a crazy drive back from Rochester today. We were in Rochester, New York this morning, and it was about a 6-hour drive back, and we stopped for lunch at a grocery store, and as we were walking in, there was a gentleman who was having an epileptic seizure in the parking lot, and we were one of the first people there, and so we were holding his head and getting help, and by the time that the ambulance got there was a crowd of people there who were all making sure that 911 had been called and all making sure that his contacts had been notified, and it was just this incredible display, which is why I think we are innately good, because when something like that happens, you recognize that there's someone hurting here, and if you let go of all those inhibitions, you know that like you're really good at caring for other people. So this is a saddie. This is about war. But I think there is still a little bit of hope for us. My dad is a believer. He serves no God but one. Pays tithes to the Sunday plates and to the preacher's son, who supplies the congregation with their automatic guns. Serves but one, but it's the God of War. I was born the anniversary of the prophet who was slain. Wore it as a badge of honor till I learned to speak his name. Then I nodded to the dark clouds who bring the April rain. I'm the daughter of the God of War. Don't shake, don't breathe, don't move your little finger. Don't let them find you out until the smoke no longer lingers. I found the pin outside, the grenade is still within you. It's gonna blow. Oh, it's gonna blow. I'm the ashes in the street. I'm the trails marked by the tires. I'm the crater in the marketplace after the rocket fire. They say to not give chase, be still as rabbits in the briar. Tell me again whose kid I'm fighting for. Don't shake, don't breathe, don't move your little finger. Don't let them find you out until the smoke no longer lingers. I found the pin outside. The grenade is still within you. It's gonna blow. Don't breathe, don't move your little finger. Don't let them find you out until the smoke no longer lingers. I found the pin outside, the grenade is still within you. It's gonna blow. Oh, it's gonna blow. My dad is a believer. He serves no God but one. Tucked in the Alleghenies, trigger finger on the gun. But he'll stay on the ready. What you worship, you become. And I swear by God, they're gonna come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're not going to leave you there.
No. We're going to we're gonna close with a real fun one. This is a tune called the Key of G. It's written about drinking coffee in the evening.
Decaf coffee.
Decaf coffee, of course.
In this house.
We need to sleep. We need our beauty sleep. And taking long walks with your person, and and playing in the key of G. Keeping things nice and simple. You ready?
It's about love.
It's about love.
Just say it. Tell the world. It's about love.
It's about love. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening. The song is called the Key of G. 1, 2.
1, 2, 3.
Well, I have no trouble to sleep at night, except the nights you're lying by my side. I can't shut my eyes. Most nights I'm led by telling life for some, gonna do it all again. I don't mind drinking coffee in the evening, playing in the key of G. Gonna keep it nice and simple. Gonna keep it good and clean. Gonna watch while I am able. Give you kisses on the cheek. Drinking my coffee in the evening. Make it strong if it's not sweet. Slow, you can take any speed you wanna go. Song you both know. If all I want to love the best, simple tune will take away my breath. Here we go. Drinking coffee in the evening, playing in the key of G. Gonna keep it nice and simple. Gonna keep it good and clean. Watch while I am able. Give you kisses on the cheek. Drink my coffee in the evening. Make it strong if it's not sweet.
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 Make it strong. Playing in the key of G. Gonna keep it nice and simple. Make it strong if it's not sweet.
Make it strong if it's not sweet.
Make it strong if it's not sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mallory and Scott, the Rough and Tumble. Our next artist is Dean Friedman, and I think it must have been about 1977 or thereabouts when I first became aware of Dean. I was a newspaper music reviewer for the Montreal Gazette, and I wrote a review of Dean's self-titled album calling attention to an irresistible song about a young woman named Ariel. A year or so later, I wrote a nice review of Dean's next album, Well, Well, Said the Rocking Chair. In 2021, during the COVID lockdown, I received a copy of Dean's album, American Lullaby, and recognized the singer and songwriter that I hadn't heard new music from in maybe 40 years. We exchanged some emails, and he sent me digital copies of all the fine Dean Friedman albums I'd missed during those 40 or so years. Dean is a gifted singer and songwriter whose music has the ability to make us laugh, to make us cry, to make us think. He has composed songs for a number of TV series and movies. Here is Dean Friedman.
Thanks, Michael, and hi to Ron and Rob and all you folks out there. It's just such a treat hearing all this great music and songwriting and performing. It's a pleasure to be part of this. Michael, I'm going to start off with one of those songs that you mentioned earlier. It's about a pot-smoking vegetarian Jewish girl in a peasant blouse that lives deep in the bosom of suburbia. And it also, as far as I know, it's the only chart record that name checks the radio station WBAI, one of the first listener-supported radio stations. And it goes like this. Way on the other side of the Hudson, deep in the bosom of suburbia, I met a young girl, she sang mighty fine, tears on my pillow and Ave Maria. Standing by the waterfall in Paramus Park, she was working for the Friends of BAI. She was collecting quarters in a paper cup. She was looking for change, and so was I. She was a Jewish girl, I fell in love with her. She wrote her number on the back of my hand. I called her up, I was all out of breath. I said to come hear me play in my rock and roll band. I took a shower and I put on my best blue jeans. I picked her up in my new VW van. She wore a peasant blouse with nothing underneath. I said hi, she said yeah, I guess I am. Something to eat. She had some onion rings, she had a pickle. She forgot to tell me that she didn't eat me. I had a gig in the American Legion Hall. It was a dance for the volunteer ambulance corps. She was sitting in a corner against the wall. She would smile and I melted all over the floor. Some guy going steady. I started fooling around with the vertical. We got the munchies and I made some spaghetti. We sat and we talked into the night. Well, channel 2 was signing off the air. I found the softness of her mouth. We made love, the bombs bursting. my pillow and Ave Maria. Now, I usually leave that to the end of the set because it gives me time to hit those high notes, but what the heck. I was relating to what Mallory said earlier about, having the influence of a fundamentalist outlook. When I was 12, my mom sent me to an all-boy Orthodox yeshiva, the Mutigla Academy in Baltimore. And on the one hand, I got an appreciation for the good parts of religion, but also a very profound and healthy skepticism for the hypocrisy, in particular of fundamentalism in all religion. And I also kept getting kicked out for various infractions. Once was for breaking into the dormitory gymnasium, where I was caught playing Lady Madonna on the piano. And another time was accidentally, I promise, setting fire to the dorm. But I didn't get kicked out for setting the fire. I got kicked out because when the policemen threw the flaming mattresses out the window, they discovered my charred copies of Playboy magazine and discovered that I was the one smuggling porn into the dorm. In any case, this experience in background did inspire me to question all the things that I was taught from being a little kid. God of Abraham, I thought we had a deal. We'd live as you'd intend, and you'd hold up your hand. But something has gone wrong. You still have not come through. What are we supposed to do? God of Abraham, God of Abraham, we're still searching for the promised land. God of Abraham, God of Abraham, pray have pity on us, lost here in the desert, in the sand. God of Abraham, answer this one if you can. These children that you love, what are they guilty of? What crime did they commit? What evil did they do that they so displeased you? God of Abraham, God of Abraham, searching for the promised land. God of Abraham, God of Abraham, pray have pity on us, lost here in the desert, in the sand. God of Abraham, God of Abraham, are you thirsty for a sacrificial lamb? What became of all your promises to man? Are you listening, or could it be you just don't give a damn? God of Abraham, forgive me if I'm wrong, but this suffering on earth has gone on for too long. Whatever did we do to make you so upset? Or did you just forget? God of Abraham, God of Abraham, we're still searching for the promised land. God of Abraham, God of Abraham, They have pity on us, lost here in the desert, in the sand. I'm going to finish up with the title track of my most recent album, American Lullaby. And, I concur with Farrell earlier. I never expected to have nostalgia for the pandemic. But in the process of doing the last album, I was writing a lot of a bit difficult topics, and I was concerned until I came upon the idea of a lullaby. And you all know lullabies in every culture, they share something kind of curious in common, which is that, picture a parent rocking their baby to sleep and singing a sweet, gentle melody. And if you listen to the lyrics of almost every lullaby, they're terrifying. Rockabye baby on the treetop, when the wind blows, the bough breaks, the kid comes crashing down with the cradle topping on his head. Anyway, how is that any way to soothe the child or put him to sleep? Until it dawned on me that it's a universal longing on the part of parents everywhere to instill crucial information into the minds of these little babies. So I adopted that as how I was going to tell the story of 400 years of American history, most of it pretty violent. So just a few more words to describe the lyric. Half Moon is the name of a Dutch ship sailed up the Hudson River in the early 1600s, ostensibly discovering a country that, hundreds of thousands of people had been living here for tens of thousands, if not a million years. Drinking gourd in the second verse refers to during the slave era, it was coded language. Escaped slaves were taught to navigate north according to the constellations, what we know now as the Big Dipper. Similarly, Peg-Leg Joe is someone purportedly helping escaped slaves across the rivers and north as far as Canada and to the free states. The third verse mentions a place called Paradise, and however you envision paradise in your mind. But in this instance, it's a specific geographic location in Las Vegas, Nevada, gambling capital of America, which also tragically was the siting of what is still to this day the largest mass shooting in American history, when a gunman on the top floor mowed down dozens of people attending a country music festival. Finally, the last verse deals with some of our ongoing insanity. The idea that we demonize the whole population of people just crossing the border to get work to support their families on land that we stole from their forefathers. Anyway, not to get concerned about any of this. It's just a lullaby. Don't you fret now, don't you cry. It's an American lullaby. Manifest destiny's a lie. It's an American lullaby. Half moon sailing through the night. Crack of a musket fired, first light. Always keep your powder dry. It's an American lullaby. Rest your head in dreams, you'll fly. It's an American lullaby. Blaze a trail across the sky. It's an American lullaby. Drinking gourd will point the way. Stealth by night and sleep by day. clench your fist and dry your eye. It's an American lullaby. Judgment served from up on high. It's an American lullaby. One fine night in paradise, the god of thunder rolls the dice. 1,000 rounds light up the sky. It's an American lullaby. And restless dreams shall fly, while TV pundits prophesy. Best laid plans have gone awry. It's an American lullaby. He said, I cannot tell a lie. Crossed him hard and hoped to die. Still won't look you in the eye. It's an American lullaby. Close your eyes now, sleep is nigh. It's an American lullaby. Cross the shallows, do or die. It's an American lullaby. Headlights shining in the dark. Coyotes howl, the bloodhounds bark. You can hear the angels sigh. It's an American lullaby. Human kindness in short supply. It's an American lullaby. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for having me. Everybody be well. Take care.
Thank you, Dean Friedman. You know, I that was a gorgeous song and a powerful song, as all your songs are. But I have to say, Dean, I have a special connection. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen you, but I remember when Ariel came out. Now we were practically neighbors. You were from Paramus.
Yeah.
I'm from Bergenfield, and I used to work at Paramus Park at A&S. I was a stock boy there, and just about every day I would go by that waterfall, walk into the food court for lunch, and I never saw Ariel, so I was a bit disappointed. But your song kept going through my head, as all your songs do. Thank you so much for being here tonight. It was so good to see you.
Thanks for having me. It was a real delight, and also to be able to hear everyone and their wonderful music and stuff like that. So keep guys doing what you're doing. It's all great.
Thank you, Dean. We'll hope to have you back soon. Well, this has been a spectacular night. And again, I want to thank everybody who's been donating so far to our tip jar. Again, you'll see the links on the chat page on both Facebook and YouTube, however you're watching. Or you can go to greenwichvillagefolkfestival.org and you can find out how you can donate right there. Again, this is a free concert, so there's no obligation, but it's your help that keeps this going month after month, and we thank you for it. We're so grateful. Well, our next artist, let's see. She's an activist, an artist, a cookbook author, former president of Local 1000, the Traveling Musicians Union. And of course, she's one of the most prolific and influential singer-songwriters of our community. She began singing in coffee houses at the age of 16. And then in 1973, she saw her self-titled debut album, produced by none other than the late Lowell George of Little Feat, released on MCA Records. By the 1980s, she was recognized as a pivotal artist of the emerging women's music genre, both as an artist and also a producer and engineer of countless recordings from a variety of artists. Well, recently, she released her 18th album. It's called Lavender Moonshine, and it is a remarkable collection of songs that continues to weave her life story as well as the story of the world around us and her. It's always a joy to have her with us here at the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. Please welcome Tret Fure.
Oh, thank you, Ron. So wonderful. I am so happy to be back. And I had to go back. I was here in June, so I knew that I was previewing 3 songs from the new CD in June. So I had to go back and watch the concert so I could make sure I didn't duplicate myself tonight. But I want to start with a song. It's interesting because Andrew referenced John Prine in one of his songs. And one of the other things I do is I teach guitar, songwriting and guitar. And one of my students wanted to learn some John Prine songs. And I just love the simplicity of his guitar style and the complexity of his songs. But the simplicity of his guitar style was something that I wanted to replicate. So I decided to write a song in the style of John Prine. And it's a song that talks about where I live now. I moved to Newport News, Virginia about 11 years ago now. And I lived on the West Coast for 30 years, then I lived in the Midwest for 10 years, and then I migrated to Virginia for love. But I had a lot of people, friends, who thought, why would you move to Virginia? And why wouldn't I? It's a beautiful state, it's very diverse, and it's a wonderful place to be, and it's where my love lives. So this is called No Place Like Home. I live in Southern Virginia where it's hot. Some people say, how can you live there? And I say, why not? It's as good a place as any that you might try. And it's where my honey lives, and now so do I. I live in one of those political hot spots. My friends say, how can you do that? And I say, why not? It's as good a place as any that you might try. And it's where my chosen family lives, and now so do I. It's a place that I can call my own. As long as I am happy, as long as I am not alone. There's no place I would rather be than this home. I live below the Mason-Dixon line. Some people say to me, really? And I say, it's just fine. It's as good a place as any to live and die. And it's where my heart belongs, and now so do I. It's a place that I can call my own. As long as I am happy, as long as I am not alone. There's no place I would rather be than this home. There's no place I would rather be than this home. Thank you. Well, this song addresses something that has become quite out of control, and that is gun violence. As we know, there have been almost 600 mass shootings just this year in our country. And gun violence is something that affects the entire world, but we are dealing with it in unprecedented ways. And specifically, this is about our children and the shooting in schools. The leading cause of death in children right now is gun violence, not just from schools, but gun violence itself. But I wanted to sing this song because it's for the teachers, so many of whom we have lost. We have lost teachers because they just can't cope. They just can't teach. It's become a whole different kind of a profession now. All of her life she wanted to teach, so much to share. Classrooms were safe, children were learning, no empty chairs. Watching the spark, knowledge unfolding, joy everywhere. But now the classrooms are war zones. The halls are all watched close, locked in and locked down. Now she carries a gun. It shouldn't be scared, shouldn't have trauma from going to school. No helping hands, no sharing of lunches, no golden rule. They're guarded and gated, searched as they enter for a weapon or tool. And the classrooms are war zones. The halls are all watched close, locked in and locked down. They make her carry a gun. She's learned how to shoot, not what she studied for. Carries a gun, not what she worked for. Her teacher's certificate never implied she'd be wearing a weapon. Oh, how will she survive? All of her life she read to the children. Now the books are all banned. No self-expression, no real discussion. The lectures are canned. Diversity waning, conspiracy rampant all across the land. And the classrooms are war zones. The halls are all watched close, locked in and locked down. Now she carries a gun. All of her life she wanted to teach, so much to share. Classrooms were safe, children were learning. No empty chairs, watching the spark, the knowledge unfolding, joy everywhere. But now the classrooms are war zones. The halls are all watched close, locked in and locked down. Now
Now she carries a gun. They make her carry a gun. Oh, she carries a gun. Please don't make her carry a gun. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, the last song I'm going to leave you with is a song that almost didn't make it on the CD because I thought it was still too COVID-centric. And we've all written our COVID songs for sure, our pandemic songs. But this one turns out to be a favorite of a lot of people. So I did record it, and it is my pandemic love song, and it's called Peanut Butter Toast. Well, the side door opens and you walk inside. I say, hey, baby, what you doing? You've been in so many meetings that you're bleary-eyed. I say, hey, baby, how you doing? It's cold out there, won't you come to me? I'll hold you till you're warm in the center. I'll hold you all through the winter. It's been the longest year that has ever come. I say, hey, baby, don't you think it? 12 months and counting and we're still not done. I say, hey, baby, don't you think it? I went down to the corner just to get away, but I ran right back to your embrace. I had to see that smile on your face. So give me a little of your coffee, give me a little of your time. Make me some toast in the morning, put a little peanut butter on one side, and I'll give you a little of my love, and I'll give you even more of my heart. Make sure that you write me a letter when we next find ourselves apart. 'Cause I don't ever, 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 ever want to lose your love. Well, how about we go down to the sushi bar? I say, hey, baby, wanna do it? Put on a sweater and get in the car. I say, hey, baby, wanna do it? We can sit at the counter where there's no one else and have a little bit of private conversation, the closest thing to a vacation. So give me a little of your coffee, give me a little of your time. Make me some toast in the morning, put a little peanut butter on one side, and I'll give you a little of my love, and I'll give you even more of my heart. Make sure that you write me a letter when we next find ourselves apart. 'Cause I don't ever, 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 ever want to lose your love. Well, every day feels the same, even though every day is new. You and I are the lucky ones. You've got me and I've got you. Well, pretty soon we'll be swimming in the deep blue sea. I say, hey, baby, can you feel it? Take off your mask and jump in with me. I say, hey, baby, can you feel it? We'll remember those days, we'll remember these nights, because we never really want to forget. It's brought us closer together, you bet. So give me a little of your coffee, give me a little of your time. Make me some toast in the morning, put a little peanut butter on one side, and I'll give you a little of my love, and I'll give you even more of my heart. Make sure that you write me a letter when we next find ourselves apart. 'Cause I don't ever, 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 ever want to lose your love.
No, I don't ever, 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 ever want to lose your love.
Hey, Tret, could you give us an encore? Could we have one more?
Sure. Anything you'd like to hear, Ron?
I love everything you do, so you surprise us.
Well, let me do a little love song. Not that last one wasn't a love song, but this is also from the new CD. I wrote 2 songs on this new CD while inspired by sitting on the couch and watching Netflix, which is something I do a lot since COVID. And I was watching this great movie that I highly recommend to anybody. It's an Irish film called Sing Street, and it's a beautiful movie about. It's all music. And it's about these young lads from Ireland who are one of them is in love with this young girl. And I wrote this because my wife said to me when I was almost done recording or writing all the songs for the album, she said, "You haven't written a song for me," which was not true. But obviously I had not written the right song. So I'm watching this movie and it's great. So he's talking to this girl. He goes up, his mates dare him to go talk to this girl, and he talks to her and he says, "I've got a band. You got to come hear my band." And she's like, "Oh, cool, you have a band. Yeah, I'll come hear your band." So he goes back to his friends and he says, "Guys, we got to put a band together," because none of them played music, none of them wrote songs, but throughout the course of this movie, they all become great musicians and they write these fantastic songs. Somebody wrote some fantastic songs. Anyway, one of the last songs had a line in it that said, "Waiting all my life." And when I heard that line, I thought, there's my in. And I turned off the movie, picked up my guitar, and I wrote this. From the moment of my birth, from the first cry that I cried, from the instant that I reached out, and when I opened my eyes, I knew that there would be something, some beautiful surprise, 'cause I'd been waiting all my life to find you. As I drive across the country on my way to another show, I find that I am missing you everywhere I go. I often turn as if you're with me, 'cause it seems it should be so. I've been waiting all my life to find you. It's taken many years and loves that I have loved, but something kept me moving farther on. Just when I thought that I was settled, you opened up that door where I'd been waiting all my life to find you. From the first row at the drive-in to the balcony on Broadway, there are just so many dreams for us to dream. As we stand before a Rembrandt and we marvel at the brushstrokes, I'm glad I waited all my life to find you. It's taken many years and loves that I have loved, but something kept me moving farther on. Just when I thought that I was settled, you opened up that door where I'd been waiting all my life to find you. something kept me moving farther on. Just when I thought that I was settled, you opened up that door where I'd been waiting all my life to find you. I've been waiting all my life to find you. Thank you. Oh, dear.
Thank you, Tret Fure. I've got to say that I've really been enjoying your new album. I just happen to have a copy of it right here on my desk.
That's great.
Great songs and lovely production on that album. Our final performer for this evening is Cliff Eberhardt, and Cliff grew up in a musical family that played music at home, and he decided apparently by age 7 that he was destined to be a singer and songwriter. From age 15 until 21, Cliff and his brother Jeff were a duo that played in clubs. And at age 21, Cliff moved to Illinois and honed his skill there and in Colorado as a solo artist before moving to New York City and becoming a stalwart of the new folk scene there alongside such peers as John Gorka and Lucy Kaplansky and Greenwich Village Folk Festival founder or co-founder Rod McDonald, amongst many other great artists. In those years, he also played lead guitar for a number of artists, among them Richie Havens. So Cliff was already a veteran musician when his acclaimed first album came out in 1990. Since then, Cliff has released a bunch of other fine albums that I've enjoyed sharing with my radio listeners. His songs have been recorded by a number of great artists, and he's written songs for several theater productions. The first time I got to introduce Cliff was in 2002 at the Ottawa Folk Festival. I'm pleased to do it again. Here's Cliff Eberhardt.
Good to see you again, Mike. Again in that summer and you are too late, but the devil's employed, you don't question your fate. You move so slow, it's hot as hell, there ain't nothing moving. You can work up a sweat on the coldest of nights, but you're dry as a bone. We're forced to move under the lights. Nothing is the way it's promised. How many nights did you just sit on that front porch, staring at the sky above you? How many times did you swallow that whiskey just to feel that heat rush through you? We've got that white lightning, heat lightning. The heavens are calling for you to come home. Some of them give up, some of them don't. Some of them turn back and some of them won't even say goodbye. For me, I try to keep it equal. Some take the gamble, some won't take a chance. Some stumble like fools when they try to do this dance. Everybody, choose your partner. They're meant to your life and they leave by the night. But in this town, they stay forever. It's not a question of love, it's just a matter of time before you spend your lives together. Not me, I got that white lightning, heat lightning. I feel older than anyone else that I know. You can cry to yourself when you stumble back home, but don't let anybody hear you. Have that road map in your dresser drawer, away from all the ones who want to hold you. Here again, and it's summer, and everyone sleeps. Heat lightning ain't real, it's just caused by the heat of the day. This whiskey bottle has no label. It's all make-believe and nothing is real. Heat lightning won't strike you, but white lightning will. Let your passion loose, you would run like fire. In the heat of the night, the heavens explode, but you're sitting just waiting for something. Now the sky's in your veins, put your daydreams on hold, for you must go to work in the morning. You've got that white lightning, heat lightning. The heavens are calling for you to come. You got that white lightning, heat lightning. The heavens are calling for you to come bad when you're a musician and you realize that 9 o'clock at night is past your bedtime, you know. Well, this song, my friend Ray Misick, who's one of the producers, he's one of my oldest friends, he suggested this song, and it was on my first record, and I had to go back and find my first record to learn the song again, because I hadn't played it in like 30 years, so. There's a million eyes tonight. This is no hometown to me. Takes patience to walk this proud. You feel so lost in this cold gray sea. I trade up all my past for one room with a view. I give everything in my cheese tonight just to walk down the street with you. The Great Northern runs through here. It's funny because it runs past my door. The streets don't care what became of me. They don't care what came before. The moon is behind the clouds after all of the plans we made. But as long as you're here on the street with me, then go ahead and let it rain. I don't care which end of town, what part of the country. It is such a relief that your eyes see the same thing that I do. And I don't care where we are, where we end up by morning. It is such a relief just to walk down the street with you. One little girl's in red, one little girl is in blue, and there's one little girl who's been smiling at me like she knows what we've been up to. The street sweepers push the trash around, but the broken glass looks just like jewels. I'm so blinded by your love tonight as I walk down the street with you. I don't care which end of town, what part of the country. It is such a relief that that your eyes see the same things that I do. I don't care where we are, where we end up by morning. It is such a relief just to walk down the street with you. It's such a relief just to walk down the street with you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Me and Patty Larkin and John Gorka and Lucy Kaplansky start a 23-city tour next January. And we're going all over the country, and I hope some of you can come out and see us. Good, some say I'm bad. A little bit of trouble gets the whole town mad. Sometimes it's true, at times I lie. So tell me it's a force from the other side. But you can't blame me. This is my fault, it's the devil in me. How can it be trouble if it feels so good? Doing everything nobody else would. The preacher tells me that I'm having too much fun. He's a no good backsliding son of a gun. You can point your finger, but don't look at me. My fault's the devil in me. Times I like to paint the whole town red, make a whole lot of noise and wake up the dead. It must be a sin to be so alive. Wanna put out the fire and the passion inside. Think I'm good, some will say I'm bad. So wish they had the kind of luck that I've had. Sometimes it's true, everybody lies. hiding from the neighbors what they do inside. You can blame yourselves, but you can't blame me. This isn't my fault, it's the devil in me. Thanks, folks.
Cliff, have you got an encore you could do?
I bet I could.
That would be great.
I have a lot of songs. Actually, this is a brand new one. I'm going to echo Tret's lead of gun violence. I have a good friend, Jeff Caskey, whose two kids were at the Parkland shooting. They survived it, luckily, but of course they did not leave unscathed. And thanks for all tuning in. I'd be nothing without you. I don't like hallways and I don't like stairs. I don't like politicians who pretend to care. I don't like later and I don't like soon. There's an empty desk at the back of the room. Empty desks at the back of the room. So send your thoughts and send your prayers. Send your laws that are far from fair. We watch the news, it's the same old tune. Another empty desk at the back of the room. There are empty desks at the back of the room. It could be a daughter and it could be a son. Sacrificed to protect the guns. And the beautiful flowers that will never bloom are the empty desks at the back of the room. Empty desks at the back of the room.
Yeah.
That's good, everybody.
Thank you so much. Cliff Eberhardt, what a great way to end our show tonight. This has been a fantastic evening. Hey, can we bring Mike back on? Mike Regenstreif, where are you? Are you still out there?
I'm here.
There you go. If you can put us both on screen. Well, did you have as good of a time as I did tonight, Mike?
Absolutely. This was the third time that I've done a Greenwich Village Folk Festival evening with you, Ron, and it's been absolutely delightful each and every time, and I hope that I get asked back again. I said that the first time I came, and I got asked back again. I said it the second time. This is the third time, and these are wonderful evenings, and I am oh so happy to participate.
Oh, you'll definitely be back again, Mike. We really appreciate it. Do you want to thank our performers from tonight?
Sure. So we heard some great music tonight, I have to say. Some wonderful songs. When I looked at the list of performers for tonight, there were 5 that I knew and 3 that were new to me. And I loved hearing the new performers, and I loved hearing the ones that I already knew. So thank you. Farrell Foster, David S. Goldman, Andrew Calhoun, Mary Flower, the Rough Tumble, Dean Friedman, Tret Fure, and Cliff Eberhardt. And you, Ron Olesko.
Oh, and you too, Mike Regenstreif. And we're going to be back again on Sunday, December 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, as we are at first Sunday of every month. And next month performers are, drum roll, Cozy Sheridan, Kristen Granger, Roy Zimmerman, Robert Ross, Sammy Stevens, Jay Unger and Molly Mason, Josiah Longo of the Slambovian Circus of Dreams, and Chris Matthews, another outstanding lineup.
You know, I listened to you read that lineup, Ron, and it was the same story. Like 5 performers that I know, including Jay Unger, who I go back more than 50 years with, and 3 that I'm not familiar with. And these are such great opportunities to be introduced to new music.
Absolutely. Old friends and new friends. And speaking of friends, we have so many wonderful people who have been donating to our tip jar. We thank all of you. You're the ones that make this possible every month. Again, if you would like to donate, you can either look in the field below, or you can go to our tip jar at greenwichvillagefolkfestival.org. And again, we'd like to thank some of the folks that have run this show. Rod McDonald and Ray Misek, who produced the program, and John Ziola for all the technical work that he's done to make this possible, and Andrea Klosky for all of her work in making these shows possible. And I don't know if it's showing up on screen. I know, Rod, somebody just put up a full slide. Was that something intentional? Rod, are you there?
Hi, Ron. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just got an email from Chris Lavin, and I thought everybody might enjoy seeing this, so I tried to put it on the screen. I didn't realize it would interrupt you guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's quite all right. I'm
kind of a low-tech guy. Let's do it again real quick.
Let's put it up. I know all about this. I've actually been involved in it. I wrote some of the liner notes for this.
Chris has put together a project including, I don't know, several dozen songs, I think, that were recorded. A lot of them were recorded at her Martha's Vineyard songwriter retreats, but not all of them. One of my songs is on there. It was recorded live in Italy, actually, from my first Shanachie CD. And it just came out. She just sent the announcement out during the show. I got a picture of what the project looks like. And I mention this also because our January show, Christine is organizing based on this project. Nice. That the artists, some of the artists that are on this project are going to be the artists in our concert, including David Roth, Chris herself.
Just another little plug for this, the Seasons project. There are 80 songs on here, and it's not only the original fall and winter, but Chris has been working very hard, and she put together a compilation for summer and spring, which is outstanding. I said I've heard it already. I wrote some of the liner notes for it, and there's some incredible songs on there. It's a very limited edition, so folks want to go to christinelavin.com for more information. And that box that you were showing, it's in a beautiful wooden box that was handcrafted by a Ukrainian artist. It's just exquisite, and Christine has done it again. So check that out, and check it out in January. And thanks, Rod. Thanks for bringing that up. Well, I think we're going to close this because my voice is gone again. I'm sure by next month I'll be back. Mike, it's been a pleasure being with you. When are you on the radio again?
I'm on every Tuesday afternoon from 3:30 to 5 p.m. and once every 4 weeks on Saturday mornings from 7 to 10 a.m. on CKUT FM in Montreal. You can find that at ckcufm.com. And all the shows are archived and available 24/7 for listening on demand. So if you want to hear a show that I did in 2017, you can do that.
Great. And I'm going to be on the radio on folkmusicnotebook.com. There you go. In actually just a little over a half hour, 10 p.m. tonight. So if you want to hear some great music to take you into the wee hours, you can do that. Well, again, Mike, thanks for being here tonight. Thanks to everybody for participating. And we'll see you. Right, mark your calendars. Sunday, December 2nd, 7 p.m. The Greenwich Village Folk Festival will return. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Thanks for being with us.